Now with another BAM truth. Yes, much respect to all my YouTubers here, my YouTube members. We ain't in no rush. We're gonna get into some things here. Talk about, the dangers of the water levels basically on this earth. Now you might see some place flooding. You see mostly flooding in America, even worldwide. You see some flooding going on, but you have to understand, later on there will be no water. We're gonna talk about in a little bit. We're gonna discuss that and some more topics. But shout out to all my YouTube member, man. Randy, what's good, man? One of them original that's on here ever since I'm doing this membership right here. Got the Black Mag logo. Yes, that to show you that you're in here for some months now. Shout out to Nandi Bam Time. Much respect. Yes, Active Doctor, I see you in the building. Scott, what's happening? Yes, much respect to Tequila Jet, original family in the house. What's good? Yes, Annie, I see you. Yes, Elga, what's happening? Original and the BAM truth here. Yes, these are all our family here. Much respect to all the BAM family, you understand? Yes, what's good, Johnson? Yes, I see you in the building. Kenny 88. Yes, much respect. Yes, got the Black Mag banner right there. Show that you've been here. Truth Server, what's good? Original family right there. Mary Charles, much respect. Shout out to Sharon. What's happening? S. Morris. Yes, I see you, Rian. What's good? Yes, Robin. What's good, Robbins? Yes, I see you in the building. Mach 11 Tim. Appreciate you for being a member of this YouTube Mag Bit of Truth right here. Jason. Yes, I see you. MR. Yes, much respect. And also Danley. What's happening? Much respect to all my peoples right here. Bernards. I see you. Much respect. And also Empress Joanna. Much respect to all my YouTubers right there. I stick to the family right here. Now, we're going to get into some things here. We're going to talk about this right here with the water shortage. You know what I mean? It's coming soon, but a lot of people sleep on it because now you might see some place floodings and all. But you have to understand, all of these things is in the works for air destruction, and you're going to see it. A lot of people sleep. They don't understand what I'm saying here. They basically, pass it up as bullshit. But later on, when you see it in your face, you're going to understand that the Mag Bit of Truth never miss. We're going to get into this and show you some things with the late Powell right there. Run it.
Late 1990s, Lake Powell was filled to the brim, and no one could imagine anything but water in abundance.
So they're talking about this area right here that was full with water in abundance, and now they're showing you dry. They're showing you the whole place dry up because it's like drought-like. That's what they're trying to tell you, in a place where there was just water. Pay attention to this because you're going to see this more and more all over the world. Pay attention.
A mega drought that began to take hold of the Southwest.
Look at that right there.
Now, 25 years later,
and
Lake
all
Powell
of this that they're showing you, just in case you don't understand, that's what they show you right there is CGI. That's not real. So what they're trying to show you here, that they take this from space, that's what they're showing you, but that's not real. That's computer graphic right there. Do you understand? What they call AI is the same damn shit. They make it up right here. Nothing real. Listen and pay attention.
31% of capacity and dangerously close to minimum power pool. A series of water control gates called penstocks that can be used to generate electricity and control water releases into the Colorado River.
And they mention control water release. And that's one of the tricks that they have right here in America that a lot of people not up on. That you just don't just flood out like that easy. When you see a little rain, all of a sudden now a whole city flood. No, they did it. They catch the water in this big thing that they call a reservoir, or levee, whatever they call it. And then they have control of the flooding now because they can just release that water and flood the people out. Pay attention here, people. Like I say, the water is your gift and your curse right here in this devil earth. Pay attention.
Zach Podmore is the author of the book Life After Deadpool.
If
Life After Deadpool.
The lake level were to fall below the level of the penstocks, you start to have engineering concerns with the dam itself, but also you have water delivery concerns. There's even at a certain point between minimum...
And look, people, there you go. These are the places, are these areas that they supposedly be made to catch water. And then now they're telling you, look, we have an alert here. We cause for concern because the water is drying up. Remember, people, we have this big body of water cover almost 3/4 of the earth. That water is not good for us. We can't drink it. That's a big problem there, people. What is the oceans there for? It's not there for the human being to consume, even though water is the most vital thing right here on earth. One of the most important resource right here on earth, because there is nothing that don't involve water. I'm just saying, people. When it comes to your food and everything, water makes that possible. So yes, people, it is the number one source of life. And they're going to use it to manipulate you. It's simple as that. Once you could come in this earth and identify something as this main source of life, the number one source of life, it's going to be your number one, thorn in your side. That's what they're going to use to manipulate you. Do you understand? So yes, people, we're looking at that big body of ocean of water. Nobody question it, but it's poisonous. You can't drink. Even though that's what the human being need to survive. So what they're going to tell you is that salty water going to always be there. The only water they worry about disappearing is the fresh water, the one that you can actually drink, people. What that tell you? It shows you that you're living in a part of the world that you should never be. This is hell. The circle that we live in, it is hell. And they control everything in here. Period. So you understand what's important to you. They're going to use it as your destruction. Period. So pay attention, people. They talk about the main source of life right here. It's drying up.
Deadpool and Deadpool, even if the outlet works are fully open, you can't deliver physically enough water downstream to meet the needs of the lower basin.
Sarah Porter, the director of the Kyle Center for Water at ASU, says Lake Powell and Lake Mead are managed in tandem, but warns the water levels in both reservoirs are becoming critical. This is a cutaway of the Glen Canyon Dam. Behind it, Lake Powell, with an elevation right now of 3,554 feet. About 60 feet below that is a series of 8 water intake valves. Those valves are used to power the turbines that make hydroelectric power. And they're also...
there you go, people. They're talking about they're using, the water to create energy and all. So they claim if they lose this water right here, it's going to be devastating for those areas. And don't worry about it. They're going to show you that all over America. I'm just letting you understand that, people. It's coming soon. Even a place like Florida, where it's mostly rain as you know it, even them going to be screaming drought soon. Just remember the BAM truth tell you. Listen.
Used to funnel water into the Colorado River.
They control that shit. It's a source of life here.
Now below that, some smaller river outlet work pipes that don't carry as much water, but they're at 3,370 feet.
Of course it is.
Those pipes have never been tested long term. But what if the water dropped below that? Well, that's what the experts call is Deadpool.
There you go.
Why do they call it Deadpool? Well, because there's no way for about 240 feet deep of water to get out of the Glen Canyon Dam. It just sloshes up against the back of it. Because what don't you see there? Yep, you got it. There's no drain in the bottom of the dam.
So that means no water running through the Grand Canyon. No water running
and take a look, people, at the supposed Grand Canyon right there. A lot of people sleep, but it's a part of the operation here in America, that Grand Canyon. And they tell you, look, it's just naturality, carve it out. No, people, it's them do it. It's part of hell right here. And I already tell you, with this supposed water as the number one source of life here, period, you have to understand what destruction gonna come with this water right here, or lack of it. Do you understand? And they're setting up the stage right here for you to understand when it happened. So you don't, run around baffled. They're feeding you in the information right now. So when it comes, you know exactly what the reason is why you don't have water. Remember this, we in the palms of the government people's hands when it comes to water, the number one source of life. If you want to believe me, you go ahead. If you don't, it's all right. But I'm saying, people, look at where you get the water from. Where did you get your water that you use, period? If you want to answer my question, it's fine, people, but look into it. Where does the water come from that you use? It comes from the people on you. That's why you turn on a faucet and it comes out, people. I'm not even lying. So hold on. So if these people turn off the water, there go your life. What did I say? Your life, people, because that's the source of life. Number one source of life. And it's controlled by the people, the wicked people of this earth. The one that bringing you all to these stages of destruction. And you're still going to buy it? You're still going to roll with them. And thinking that you're in good hands. With them control, the source of life. We look at it and we trying to understand the materials of this world, money and vanity and these things, and we realize that it hold a big share of your heart and your soul here. It controls us. We can't move without these things. But the number one source of life is still water. And you see it with your own eyes. If they don't supply it, you have none. You can go all the way to the other side of Africa, where they say, look, it's the motherland where every human being born. They don't have no damn water. So what the human being was made to survive off? You show us the number one source of life. We can't live without it. But you have to provide it. So who owns the water owns you. Who owns the vanity, the money, this prized possession in this earth? They're actually the ones that own you. So you see how easy you find your owner? The peoples who own you is the one who's supplying you with the water to show you that they're in control. If they say no water, it's no water. And another thing again, people, the electric that make everything work, they also control it. You know already how the better truth do it. We're just gonna go from knowledge to knowledge and knowledge so the people can understand everything that's going on here. They're in control. Why we can't see it? Why the regular people take so long to identify it, people? Okay, so listen to what I'm saying here. Because I've been doing videos and podcasts and breaking these things down. But the peoples, we know new people here, all kind of different people's gonna, get an opportunity to understand this. They use the earth to manipulate you. There is no way they should have been in control of water. What owns you here? And the electric. Remember, people, they give you 1 million different technologies, supposedly. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. They can chip your brain. They can do all of these things. They have all these machinery to make you sleep and everything. None of it don't work without electric. The same thing they control with a damn switch. Do you get what I'm saying here? And another thing you need to understand, they also control the lighting. Since you get half a day and half a night. Without light, in nighttime, you could never see. So therefore, electric is a part of your damn senses. You'll understand what I'm saying here, people? Because they give you half a dark and half a light. That's why I told you where human being come from, where human being origin. It's not Africa. It's a place far, far away from here, a land far away from here. And they don't carry night. You listening to me, people? Where human being origin at, there is no night. The sun shines 24 hours, right round the clock. A matter of fact, you don't even have time. But just to put it in your understanding, the sun never stops shining. Why would you give the human being half a day and half a night? With night you can never see. If it wasn't for the peoples who own you, you can never see at night. You remember what I tell you or not? Okay, so therefore, the light that's go out in the sky make everything dark. And then you have the providers, these people that own you, can say, yes, let him see, let there be light. I'm not even playing. So listen to me, people. In the nighttime, without these people, the government people, the people who own you, you give you everything here, you will never get to see at night. That's it. So they make light so you can depend on them. You need lighting when night come. You're not at your original spot where you're born, where there is no damn darkness. The darkness is a part of the control. Do you notice what happened in the night? All of these tornadoes hit at night. All of these big disasters come overnight, people, even earthquakes. What did that tell you? What that tell you? Okay, they own the night. The night is not a part of the regular people life. But guess what? We're moving in hell now. We move into hell by conviction of the devil, convinced that it's a better part, and now we're in here. Now we have to deal with night. But don't worry. Hell got a solution, light. LED lighting. What you think that actually doing to the human being brain, people. It's time for you to look into these things right here and understand what it is, the control of this earth right here. So don't worry about these water, as they call it, disappearing or drying up, because it's a part of your control here. That's why it's the main source of life. Bam.
The U.S. Bureau of Reclamation projects in 2 years' time, Lake Mead may be set to be at its shallowest levels in recorded history.
How did these people know what's coming, people? How did they know? Like I say, they control the whole script. That's what you need to understand. Listen.
Released its 2- and 5-year projections earlier this year, showing levels hovering at about 1,000 feet.
How would they
News
know?
3's Will Silverstein has that story.
Wow.
2027 is the year that Lake Mead is supposed to hit some of its lowest.
You hear that, people? 2027 is when it's supposed to hit. And look on the mic. They always said it where you can only see 33. It's coding, people, as you could see the 3 with the CW and the shirt. It's all coding. Again.
Water levels ever recorded. Now, people are wondering what can possibly be done to reverse this, and how did it get to this point in the first place? We spoke with a professor from UNLV and a meteorologist just about how this situation.
And you see who they have to speak to? Professors and meteorologists. They're the one who gonna tell you about these things, people, to alarm you about it and all. We as regular people have no clue. Just like when it comes to sickness and all, we have no clue. We have to start leaning on the government people. You see the world that they set up around you, you can never move. When it comes to important things important in your life, you can never make a move without them. That's exactly what they're telling you right here. They're the one who have the solution for every problem in hell.
Became possible, and what can be done to reverse it?
We just came to see the lake and feed the fish and ducks.
Mian Han is visiting his family all the way out from South Dakota, and he's having a good time feeding the catfish at Lake Mead, but he notices the different shades of rock, indicating the levels that historically...
So that's where it was, people. That's where it was. That Lake Mead used to be all the way up to the top with water. Now it's all the way down to basically some feet, almost gone. And that's what the alarm is about right now.
The lake running 7 feet lower than this time in 2023 and 2024.
So you see that, people? Just a few years ago, people, it was way higher, and now it's low, and they're telling you in a few more years, it's going to drop low, as you could see the unlucky 13.
The recreation area has changed a lot.
They said it's been going down since the last time they visited even.
I feel kind of bad about the level because I think they took and got it low because of California. And
Unlike Han, Lynn Robert Nelson has been sailing on the lake for decades as a longtime Boulder City resident. He blames Nevada's western neighbor on the declining levels. What do you think can be done differently to get those water levels back up?
political.
Political, and they laugh. So listen to me, people. Let's put our real senses here and common sense together right here. What would be the problem right there why the supposed be water drying up? What would be the solution? Okay, remember, people, it's fresh water. All fresh water come from where? The supposed be sky. You remember that or not? All of it. It don't matter. It don't matter if you see it running in a river. It don't matter if you see it running in a pond. It does not matter, people. All that water came from the sky. Okay? The earth don't produce water like that. It come from the sky. So the salt water that's on the ground, we can't drink it. The water that come from the sky, they say they can tamper with it and now make it drinking water. So you understand? So listen to me, they're trying to tell you that no rain is falling in these regions. It's not enough rain to keep that water level where they want it. So they used to have more rain back in the days. They're just not having any right now in these times. So that's why it's drying up. But let me tell you something that a lot of people don't understand. Again, is them control all of that. Now, listen to me. Don't get it twisted now. The natural reaction of the supposed hurt here can give you rain. We know that. We talk about precipitation rise, the heat rise with the precipitation, and if it's there, long enough or gather enough, precipitation as you call it, you will get rain. Clouds that full with moisture and it can't hold it anymore, then it comes falling back down. So we talk about moisture, which is the water that's supposed to be the moisture of the ground. So if you have water right there in a lake and the atmosphere is sucking it up, why it didn't come back falling down to the earth? That's how rain's supposed to work naturally. The heat rise with the moisture, take it all the way. The cloud gonna stop certain distance in the sky and just sit there. It all depends on how much water is in it. How much water vapors in those supposed be cloud, and when it's overwhelmed, it's gonna come falling back to the ground. But you can show us all this water dry up from one city and not a speck of rain fall back in that area. That's where it sucked it up from. What happened? Those clouds blow away and go to some other places and flood them out, while where the place where it sucked the water from now becomes dry and you have a drought problem. That's a control shit right there that you have to understand. So when you get rain that flood you, it's them. They tamper with the supposedly natural, atmosphere to give you rain continually enough, hard enough for it to flood you out. Do you understand? The wind and all of these things that come in a tornado and storm is them. They're the one who cook all of this shit up. So what I'm saying is, people, they control the water that you get, period. They decide if they're gonna make it rain in those areas, in those regions, even though you have enough water to suck up to come back down. What happened? You see what I'm saying here, people? So wherever they want it to rain, that's where it rain. Wherever they want it to stay dry or drought, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Do you get it? There's one who control hell. Listen.
Remember that 40 million people use water from the Colorado River Basin.
UNLV hydrology and geoscience professor David Kramer says Nelson is referring to the 1920s era agreement known as the Colorado River Compact. Nevada, which takes water from the lower basin, received 4% of the water from that basin, while California and Arizona received the remaining 96% of the water.
96
Kramer
is
says
according.
for Lake Mead to rise, the agreement may need a revision.
They can sit there and discuss your whole future right here in hell. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna end well, people. The end is gonna be bitter with all of these things that they control of, that they have control of, that they can use to manipulate us. Bam.
Every morning.
Now take a listen to this right here, people. We're gonna go to some insects that they claim, I guess, is a thorn in your side here in this earth. They're talking about ticks. We do a lot of videos on it to show you these tick bite and what kind of disease, Lyme disease, all of these things. But you have to understand those blood-sucking creatures actually come from them. I'm not even playing, people. It's the same bed bug type of shit, mosquitoes. It's them, the ones that suck blood, just like the evil people that control you here. They're feeding on the human beings to survive, to continue to beat you down in here and destroy you. They're feeding off you, your energy, your blood, your everything. Pay attention here. So listen, whenever they talk about ticks and these things, you understand That's these things that they create to suck on the human beings.
Godar's Malai opens dozens of envelopes containing ticks mailed by bite victims.
The ticks mailed by bite victims. Is that stupid? You get bitten by a tick and you put him in an envelope and send it off to a doctor. That's the stupidest shit in the world. But that's what you're gonna buy for truth because it's on TV.
Malai is an entomologist on the lookout for longhorn ticks.
But longhorn ticks, they have to mention longhorn for the coding, the horn-headed creature coding. They just use words. Yes, it's a horn. It's got horn on it, right? Listen.
Species that, unlike other ticks, can reproduce itself through cloning.
Reproduce itself through cloning. You hear that, people? Like I told you, it's them control these things out here that gonna be a thorn in your side, gonna be a destruction to you, like a damn ticks. Listen.
Tick is present in at least 21 states.
21
and is rapidly
states
spreading across the eastern U.S.
Here is
They know, people, they know about the ticks rapidly spreading throughout the U.S. What a joke.
longhorn tick. As you can see,
ticks.
the body is reddish brown.
Scientists in Malai's lab at the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station have identified an emerging bacteria in the longhorn tick.
There you
for
go,
the
people.
first
So now they've identified a bacteria in the longhorn ticks. Of course, that longhorn is coding. Like I say, of course, it's gonna carry a bacteria. Devil work right here.
The pathogen can lead to ehrlichiosis, a tick-borne disease that causes symptoms such as fever, severe headaches, rash, and potentially death.
Hold on, people, but fever and even these headaches and them things, people, what you think? Same flu-like symptoms. But they're talking about rash and death now. Listen.
Climate change, which is creating warmer and wetter conditions around the globe,
There you go, people. Climate change. And they mention globe. You the dumb one to believe in a magical earth just there spinning. I'm not playing. I'm serious here. I don't play when it comes to this damn fake earth that they give you. You hear me? You look at a spinning ball, people, in the middle of nowhere, you believe it. How dumb can we be, man? You believe in the spinning ball. Of course they can sell you anything with it. Think about it, people. You believe in a magical ball spinning around with people on it and skyscrapers, water on the side and everything. They can teach you anything and you buy it. If they can sell you the ball earth, that's the main thing. I always tell the people this is the main trickery here. Once you believe that you're not spinning ball earth, they can sell you any fantasy in the world and you buy it. Okay, so look at this. This is climate change you're looking at right there. It causes major flooding and it's also caused what? Droughts. Cause heat waves. People die in the heat and it's also cause blizzard and snowstorms and everything. The same global warming that you buy the globe, you buy every bullshit that come with the globe.
Seeing how longhorn ticks transmit ehrlichiosis in places like Connecticut.
Because of climate change, we are having.
You see it? That's the first thing they can go to. All of them. They can come and explain every problem that the world have. You're gonna go right back to what? Climate change, people. What a bullshit. And I do believe that's how they're gonna destroy you. I understand that long time that they're gonna use that supposedly global warming that you believe in for your destruction.
Winter month. And as a result, this tick doesn't need to do that much dormancy. It is active.
Look at the ensign, people.
All year round, except for a few months.
So that means you're more likely to get bit.
Wow.
If you're bit,
Look at this one, people. Look at his face, people. Look at him. He's just trying to sell you a lie. Look at it. Wow, unbelievable.
Feed, and if it feeds, it's more likely to reproduce.
What a joke.
From 2008 to 2018, Connecticut saw just 2 cases of ehrlichiosis.
And look.
Now that number has jumped to almost 30.
You see that? Of course it's gonna jump to almost 30, which is coding. Listen.
Nationwide, ehrlichiosis cases have increased 15-fold since 2001. Malai tested ticks for ehrlichiosis by grinding them down and then extracting their DNA.
They grind them down and extract the DNA. Wow, what a joke. And look at the hand sign that he hold right there. Don't sleep. That's the 666, like I say. They're putting the beast system in motion. That's what they're doing, people. All of it is. a part of the beast system which gonna end up being your
A
destruction.
sample is amplified and sequenced to find genetic material from Ehrlichia chafiensis, one of the bacteria that causes the disease.
There you go.
So you see, the
they know
first
everything.
hit is Ehrlichia chafiensis.
Jennifer Platt, a public health expert studying tick-borne
Of course, it's a public health. People right there with the CDC right post up beside their head. It is a trickery, people. Don't believe in them. They have to gatekeep you in here in order for the destruction to work.
diseases contracted ehrlichiosis in 2011.
I felt like death.
Wow,
I felt
you felt like
horrible.
Death. You felt like death. What a joke. Felt horrible, felt like death. And I guess that's why they use this right here to convince you. Listen.
severe
What?
weakness,
Severe
malaise,
weakness.
no energy.
Wow.
As cases rise in
severe
Connecticut,
weakness,
health
people.
officials last month shut down a Bridgeport beach for the rest of the season due to an influx of longhorn
There
ticks
you go,
and
people.
other tick species.
They can shut down the whole wide world with just fakery. That's what it is. Don't worry about this little place right here they shut down because it's overwhelmed with longhorn ticks, people. Something that they made up. You will never see it for real. You don't understand. All scare tactics they use in hell to convince you to go the way that they want you. Bam.
An outbreak
Now
of
listen.
flesh-eating parasites in Central and Northern America has begun
Now look,
spreading
people,
through.
now it's flesh-eating bacteria, these worms eating out flesh of the animals. Pay attention to this right here, people, and it's another trouble in hell. But don't worry about it, it's hell, and they have ways, they have strategies and ways to make you take on these things and accept it. Just say, yeah, you know, it's another problem in the bag. It might a little bit heavier, but we have to carry it where we at in hell. Do you understand? I don't know how people, you know, cope with these lives and don't understand that it is hell work, devil work right here. None of it is good for us at the end of the day.
Livestock, the new world screwworm.
Listen,
There's a
screwworm.
parasite, there's a parasitic fly that lays its larvae
Wow.
in open wounds of warm-blooded animals, including
warm-blooded animals. So what they talking about, people? Cattle and all. Because it got to tie to you. You have to understand this. Listen.
humans. Since the last outbreak in the 1970s, the
1970s.
screwworm has been largely kept out of the United States by a mass eradication program. But farmers in
The
Mexico are discovering
mass eradication program, get rid of them, kept them out of the US, but now they're back. Listen.
the larvae moving north and across the border.
Listen.
In Texas, ranchers are warning that
They
the
know where they are,
parasites
people,
are spreading
they're walking.
at an alarming rate.
They're spreading at an alarming rate, people. Wow. These screwworms. Yes, they claim fly lay their eggs, and that's the worm right there, the screwworm. I guess they have enough bacteria that gonna get to you. Listen.
Tiny, deadly, and spreading. The screwworm fly is a nightmare for American ranchers and farmers who lived through the last outbreak
want
in
no
the
damn
1970s.
farmers.
The parasites lay hundreds of eggs in the open wounds
Wow.
of any warm-blooded creature.
Open wound.
Once an
warm-blooded
infestation
creature.
takes hold, the only reliable treatment is removing the larva by hand.
Wow.
Left alone, they consume a host from the inside out.
They consume the host from the inside out. So they claim once that worm or whatever get into that cow, it's over. It's gonna kill the cow from inside.
It's horrific what's going to happen if it gets out of hand. It's an issue that will affect every single person
Listen.
in one way or the other, because when you go to the store to get something to eat, you
Worm
don't
might be in
get
there.
much to eat without farmers and ranchers.
So there you go, people. We already know that's bullshit. But like I say, people, it's part of the recipe, the ingredients of hell. These are the things they have to present to you. These are the things that are going to be available to you. Do you understand that? So hold on here, people. So now, it's in the hands of these screwworms now, because they might be in your damn meat. They might end up in your food. And that's not going to be good for you. That's what they're telling you here. Listen.
Since 2006, a mass eradication program has kept the screwworm
How
bottled
did
up
you
south of the
eradicate it?
Darien
How
Gap
did you
in
do it?
Central America.
How did you do it? You're going to tell us how did you eradicate it from those times and now it's back? How did you do it? Listen.
Millions of sterilized flies were bred and dropped over the region
Sterilized
every week,
flies and
interrupting the parasite's breeding cycle.
Go back.
The program has kept
Listen how they're gonna do it, people, because every single time we do a video on these insects, the government people confess that they let out some. But they always tell you it's to counteract the bad ones, because they're the good guys and they only make good shit. It's laughable. What they make is the danger. And once they tell you they make some insect, you best understand it's for your destruction. So what you gonna believe? Listen.
Screwworm bottled up south of the Darien Gap in Central America.
Listen.
Millions of sterilized flies were bred and dropped over the region.
Sterilized fly was bred and dropped over the region. Okay, control environment? Okay. Everything you see in here is control. Listen.
Every week, interrupting the parasite's breeding cycle.
It's interrupting the
this
parasite breeding
barrier
cycle.
Was breached in 2022.
So 2022, the barrier was breached, and then bam, we got them again. Listen, easy as that.
Infected livestock have now been reported in Mexico,
there you
and
go.
one woman has been killed.
One woman has been killed. What happened? She eats some meat with that bacteria in it, that screwworm. Wow, listen.
And farmers blame its spread on corruption. And poor government controls.
And poor government control. Poor government control. You hear that, people? And you understand that it come from them. No real fucking farmer said that. Poor government control. The government control is the damn problem here. It's because they have their hands in these things that cause the problem. So a farmer gonna say the government is not in tune enough, is not have their hands on you enough as a farmer, and that's why that's happening. It's coming from them. That's what you need to get.
Along the entire border with Guatemala, there's indiscriminate movement of stolen livestock and sick livestock.
Stolen livestock.
There are no health controls and no safety measures.
And that's why you have the bacteria.
Ranchers across the border in Texas worry the situation could be worse than officials admit.
I want to be optimistic, but there are, you hear the anecdotal reports. So one of the unfortunate realities of our current climate is
there's no farmer,
there's a lot of distrust.
That's no farmer. But this is what they're gonna do, people, to set it all up to bring to you, to take themselves out of it as far as them being the problem and put themselves in it as part of the solution. That's how the devil work here. All right?
And so what we hear from our colleagues across the border is that it's probably moving quicker than is actually being
Of course
reported.
it is.
For
It's
now,
moving quicker than it's recorded. Bam, look on the hand sign again. It's the 666 in the purple gloves they use right there to trick you again. They're not messing with no damn worm. It's fakery. It's 100% fakery. More scared tactics for the masses, just like they've been telling you about this bird flu breakout. And it's also in cattle. It's in eggs. It's in all of these things that you're taking in as food. What you think, people, just like I show you with the water, the number one source of life here in hell. So what is you gonna do, people? You're in a controlled environment controlled by some wicked people. And that's the reason why we have to face these obstacles daily. That's every day you have to look to see what's next gonna destroy you. Is because you're living in hell. Don't doubt it. Yes, another mag on the run.